What is going on, everybody? Shadow Beats here with the answers to a lot of the questions that you guys had asked me on my previous video and on Twitter over the past week or so. Honestly, I was not expecting to get so many questions, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do more of these, essentially. I'm going to do more than just one of these little answer videos. So if your question doesn't get answered in this one, just stay tuned to my channel and everything, and I'll probably answer it in a future one. What I did for this is I just picked out 10 of the better ones, and so yeah, let's just get into it. First question is, how did you meet your crew? This is actually going to get its own little separate video. I'm actually going to tell my YouTube story, not that I'm intentionally copying everybody else, but I feel like this is a good time. This whole gameplay thing on my channel is kind of a new chapter for it. So I think a good way to start this off is to just go back and bring everybody up to speed on, how I got started and how I got all the way up to here, where I am now. So this question is going to be answered in that. So, yeah. Do you know the crew in real life? I've met Speedy twice, and that's about it. Everybody else is just... We're spread all over America, really, and I do hope to meet them in the future. Maybe at E3. We're talking about that. We'll see if that. We'll see how that goes. But as of right now, I've only met Speedy. Third question: how did you get started in music? I really don't know. I remember when I was a little kid. If I went over to a friend's house or something, and they had a piano or a guitar, I would always at some point end up gravitating over to whatever the instrument would be, and I would just love playing on it. Not necessarily, anything good or like any song that somebody else made. I didn't even understand what I was doing. I just knew that if I played this note, then it sounded like this. If I played this note right after that, there was kind of like a little progression there. And if I played a few notes in a certain order, it sounded really good. And that just fascinated me, even when I was a little kid. And so, as far as what got me started, I have no idea. I've always had an interest in doing this. It just wasn't until a few years ago that I actually, got some sense into me and realized, hey, why don't I actually, put some money forward, get a good music making program, and see what I can do with that. So yeah, I guess as far as how I got started, I have no idea. It just has always been. How long does it take you to make music? It all depends. Just on how inspired I am, how busy I am, like how pieces fall into place. Because when I make a song, when I started out, I have an idea of what the genre is going to be. I know like what type of feel I want it to have, and if I have like a melody in my head or something, then I'll lay that down and I'll just sort of build off of it. And it really just depends on how long that whole building process takes place. Like, for example, Pulse Ecstasy took me about maybe a week and a half, because that just flowed so smoothly. But other songs like the Moab dubstep, I started that in November last year, and it took me about 6 or 7 months to put up, just because I had a block. I couldn't go to that next point. So yeah, it really just all depends. What's your favorite with a U Pokemon? Sandshrew. He's just a boss. I mean, look at him. Why the name Shadow Beats? Alright, not to get, unnecessarily deep with you guys here, but to me, the number one character trait that I look for in a person is loyalty. If I don't really feel like you're gonna have my back through thick and thin, then I can't really trust you with too much. And so, to me, metaphorically anyway, shadows represent loyalty, because they're not going anywhere. Like, they're always going to be by your side, no matter what. And so, I just like the theme of Shadow, and that's just what it means to me. And my gamer tag before it was Shadow Beats was Shadow and a whole bunch of numbers. And so when I made the music channel, the Shadow Beats music channel, when I was trying to think of a name, I wanted to keep the Shadow thing. And I didn't really want to put too much thought in the name because at the time it really wasn't a big deal. If you had told me 2 years ago I would be, at 30,000 subscribers, I might have thought of something a little bit more badass than Shadow Beats. But hey, it is what it is. I just put Beats at the end of Shadow, and that's how that came about. What is your favorite song you have made? I'm actually kind of glad this question was asked. My favorite song that I have made is Breaking Restraints. I just kind of feel that production-wise, it's the best one that I've done so far, because one of my big problems that I'm trying to work on is producing and actually, mixing and everything. I don't have any problem coming up with melodies. It's just getting everything to mix well is my issue right now. And with Breaking Restraints, I just feel like everything all just fell into place perfectly. And it doesn't really get as much attention as Just One Night and Pulse Ecstasy and Digital Shiver, like the dance songs that I do. But it's more of just a mellow techno type of thing. And pretty much it just has more meaning to me. It has more of a story. I feel more of a connection to it just because of what I was going through in real life when I was making it. So not to shamelessly plug anything, but if you get the time, go check out Breaking Restraints and just tell me what you think. Oh no, I closed out of the question window. I don't know. What are your favorite basketball, baseball, football, hockey team, and why? I'm going to try to go through this quickly. I mean, there's more of a story behind all of these, but keep in mind, I live in the Philadelphia sports market, but I don't like any of the Philadelphia teams. It just kind of happened this way. Basketball, I like the Utah Jazz, and baseball, I like the New York Mets for pretty much the same reason. I played youth basketball, my team was the Jazz. When I played Little League Baseball, my team was the Mets. And I just remember always checking the newspapers and everything, trying to see how they did the previous day, because I felt like, oh yeah, that's my team. Yeah, I want to see how they did. So I just became, attached to them. My favorite hockey team is the Pittsburgh Penguins, because like I said, I live in the Philadelphia sports market, and my dad was a big hockey fan. So he would always have the Flyers games on. And the Flyers and Penguins, being division rivals, would play each other a lot. And whenever I would see the Penguins on TV, I love Penguins. They got so much swag. And so I would just oh wow, Penguins, that's awesome. And the announcers would always make a big deal because of what Lemieux and Yager would do together on the ice. They were just amazing. And I really wish that I was old enough at the time to really appreciate just how amazing they were, but I just was amazed by the Penguins, and so I attached to them. And the New York Giants, I'm a huge Giants fan in football, huge. And that's because when I was in elementary school, the first Super Bowl that I rooted for a team, legitimately rooted for a team, was Super Bowl 35 between the Giants and the Ravens. I made a little bet with my friend that the Giants were going to beat the Ravens because I couldn't see the Giants losing after beating the Vikings 41-0 in the NFC Championship game. I just couldn't see it happening. And so what I did was, made a bet, and even though they lost me money and got absolutely destroyed, I became familiar with the players, and I just never stopped following them. So that's why, even though I'm in Philly country, I am a Mets, Penguins, and Giants fan. Oh, it's a good time. I'm also a Syracuse fan in college sports, all college sports. I mean, I know that wasn't asked, but really don't know why. I've always been a Syracuse fan, but just so when March Madness rolls around, you guys know who I'm rooting for. Do you also hit on girls a lot in real life? I actually do not. In real life, I'm incredibly quiet, and I'm so shy. I don't have the confidence to go up to a girl and throw out a pickup line and try to, pick her up. I just can't bring myself to do it. If the girl's a friend of mine, then absolutely, I'll throw out pickup lines all day just to get a laugh because she knows I'm joking. But as far as actually trying to pick up a girl, no, I can't I don't have that kind of confidence. Hey Shadow, do you plan on producing music for a career, or are you just going to have it as a hobby? I would love to produce music for a career. It's not something that I'm planning on because I know it's kind of hard to make it in that sort of industry, but it's definitely in the back of my mind and definitely something that I'm going to try for. Because my dream is to be able to live off of my music. Not exactly become a household name and become famous. That might come with the territory, depending on how big I get, but that's not the goal. My goal is just be able to, pay the bills, support myself, and just have some money left over for stuff that I want to do. And that would be living the dream for me. But for now, I'm working on becoming better. It's in the hobby stage right now, but I would jump on that wagon in a heartbeat if it came along and I could actually do this for a living. Yeah, okay, that was I think the 10 of them. We're running out of time anyway, so yeah. Like I said, if your question wasn't answered, I'm going to be doing more of these in the future. Another quick little news to note my PVR ended up coming today, so I'm going to be able to start recording stuff that, more stuff and that I want to do, like more, Modern Warfare 3, GTA trolling and all that stuff. But there's definitely going to be more of a video game selection on my channel. But that's for the future. For now, gameplay is coming to an end. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.